Welcome to Selenium with CSS training session 14. In this session, you can learn how we can identify a text field and how we can get the text from the text field, right, from the web edit box or from the alert, and how we can get the different values from different CSS properties, as well as how we can get the size, width, depth from a particular web element. So Selenium WebDriver interface provided text method which user can use to get text present in the HTML, including sub element text which return value as a string. So we need to definitely use the WebDriver interface where there is a method available called text through which we can get the text from a web element. So first we will be identify the web element with any kind of properties. It can be ID, name, XPath, CSS, anything. Then we will be creating a variable. We will be pressing it web element, storing it. After that, with the help of the text method, we will be getting the text, and definitely we can store it in some string variable, and if it is required, right, we can print in the console. So let's try to identify a page where we can identify the text of the page. So if you go to this page, right, so this is the page where you can find this is the application test drive, this is the text available. If you want to print the text, right, so you need to inspect the element first. So you can press F12 button here and you can try to inspect the element. Suppose say I will try to inspect the element. So you can see this is the h2 and this is the class is given, right. So I will try to, ID is also there, right. I will try to create a XPath for this element first, right. So let's create XPath, Control F, press Control F. So this is the ID, right. This is the ID. With that help of ID I can create XPath, and this is the h2, starting tag name is h2. So Control F //h2, I can use ID @ID equal to, okay, you can see 1 out of 1 element is being displayed. So let's go to the Visual Studio. So this is the Visual Studio project, right, Selenium WebDriver tutorial, and this is your class start point. This is the main method. I am creating object or instance for the WebDriver interface, and the Chrome driver class I am maximizing the driver. I am navigating to the URL, right, phptravels.com demo. Then I will be creating a web element. You can see the suggestion is already given. Suppose say whatever element is that text. So text I want to store it into some the text variable. So driver.find element. With the help of XPath I will identify the element by .xpath. Okay, so what is the XPath? I can copy the XPath whatever I have created here. Okay, then with the help of XPath I will be identifying the element first, and I am storing into the text variable, right. Then what I will do, okay, then I can get the text here, right. So let's get the text dot txt. This is the method, right. You can see the type is return type is return. This is the return type is string. So I need to store in some string, right. So I will be storing in some string. Suppose say string wave or element text. This is the variable I can create, and I am pressing the text. I am storing the text in the element text variable, string variable, right, and then I can print it in the console. Console dot write line, I can print it. This is the element, I can print it. I need to end with semicolon. I can quit the driver or close the driver, driver.close. So that's why I can get the text from an web element, right. In case it is a text field and element is there, right, definitely I can get it, right. In case there is a header or element or sub element is there, right, with the HTML properties. Okay, so Selenium WebDriver interface has the predefined text method, right, to get the text present in the HTML, including some element text which will return the value as a string. So we are navigating to the URL we're identifying the web element with the help of id, name, anything is possible, right? And we are creating a variable with the I element, right, I web element, and then we are getting the text with the help of text variable, text method available in the I web driver, and then we are printing it in the console, right? And then I'm creating the driver. So that's the different thing I want to validate, and definitely now you can print it in the console that the text is getting printed or not in the consoles, right? Whatever text will be visible. So that's why you can get the text from the HTML element. So it will launch the browser, it will maximize the browser, it will load the URL, and it will definitely identify the element where the text is there, and it will print the text in the console. So application test drive, that text should be printed in my console, and that definitely browser should get closed. It might take some time until the page is fully loaded. The browser will not get closed. Once the browser is fully loaded only, then the text will be taken, element will be identified first, text will be taken, and application will be getting closed, right? You can see the application is get closed successfully. Yeah, you can see this is the test, right? Application test drive, that is the text printed in the console. So that's why, right, I can application test drive, right, that is the text printed in the console. So that's why I can print, right, something in the console from the HTML properties text, right? So this is the one way. Now say I want to get the text from an alert, right? How can I get the text? Now let's say so then I just commenting out the line of code, okay, and I will be navigating to another URL. So this is my another URL, so where the alert will be there. So similar way I will be navigating to the URL, changing the URL options here. Okay, so here suppose say I want to click any of the button here, right? Suppose I want to click on the JS confirm button, right? So that you can see the alert will be there, right, present, and this is the text, I am a JS confirm. So that text I want to get it, right? Then how will you get it, right? So you already know you cannot directly take the text from the alert, so you have to use the alert, right, interface, okay, available it, right, with the help of, then you can go to the alert, right? So let's say you have to switch to the alert with the help of alert interface, and you can get the text. So first you need to identify the element, click for JS confirm, and you need to click it, right? After the alert will be there, and I will be taking the alert, right? So let's try to identify the element, click for JS confirms, that element I will be identifying, and then I will be clicking on the element, right? So let's see, let's try to create XPath of CSS here. So the button, this is starting with button, and this is the text. So I will be creating an XPath. Let's press Ctrl F. Okay, so this is the text, this is the text here. So I will be creating XPath / button, and I can create XPath with the help of text equal to, you can see one output of one element is getting displayed, right? This is the text. So I will be identify the element with this help of XPath. So and I need to click on that web element, driver dot find element. Here it will be by dot XPath, and I am entering the XPath here. So as I already identify the element with the help of XPath, then I need to click on the element, right? So then what happened, that immediately after clicking on the element, right, click for JS to confirm, the alert will be there, but I need to get the text of the alert. Then how will be getting the text? So you need to use the alert interface, right, to navigate to that alert, and then you can get the text, right? So how can I go to the alert? So you need to go to alert driver dot switch to method. Here there is switch to method is available, right? Switch to, and then you can switch to, and you can use alert interface dot alert, right? This is the interface, and you can get the text with the help of text method, right? You can see this is the text method. What is the return type, right? You can see return type is string, right? So that I can store in some string. Okay, so let's store it some string here. So string suppose say alert message, right? I can get the alert message. So similar way I can print and I can close the browser. So this message I want to print it, right? So that's why you can handle the alert and you can print the alert text whatever is available, right? So I am just navigating to the URL, right? I am identifying the element where after clicking on the element some alert will be there. So with the help of driver.switch2.alert I am going to the alert and I am getting the text with the help of text, right? And then alert text I can store it into some string variable and I can print it out. If you want to accept or dismiss the alert, you can accept it, so that's not be a problem. So what you can do, you can accept the alert, right? So driver.switch2.alert.accept the alert, right? So that's how you can accept the alert. But we are dealing with the text only, so that is the only method you can get the text from the alert as well. So text method available in the WebDriver. So if you want to handle the get the alert of the text, get the text from the alert, so you need to definitely handle it with the help of alert interface. Driver.switch2.alert.text will be storing in some string variable, will be printing it and quitting the browser. So let's try to run this code and let's see whether the alert text is getting printed in the console or not. You can see it is getting clicked, right? The alert was there and it is just trying to quit the driver, but it's not quitting, but alert is also present here, right? So I am a JS confirm, that is the alert text. You want to print it out in the console, so that's why it is working fine. Okay. So if you want to get the text of the alert, you need to identify the element and you need to go to the alert driver.switch2.alert and you can get the text of the alert, right? Okay, and then you can print it with the help of, you can store it in some string variable, right, where you can use the text methods available in the WebElement interface and you can print it out. Okay, so that's why you can handle the alert. Now let's comment it out the code. Then next thing is that but in case suppose say you want to get the text, right? Suppose say there is an web edit field, right? You want entering something, but that value if you want to get it, right, after entering the value, if you want to extract the value whatever has been entered, so text method will not work. So text method will only work if you want to get some text from the HTML properties or some the alert, or maybe there is some sort of drop down value is there. If you want to get the text from all the option, you can use, right, the drop down select element interface, right, and you can use get options and you can print out all the values. Okay, but in case there is a web edit field, right, and if you are entering some value and if you want to get those return value, right, the value displayed in the console, or if you want to use it, that text method will not work. So user cannot extract text from the text bar or any editable item using text. User need to use get attribute value to get a text from the editable web edit field, right? So I will show you how you can get the text after entering in the web edit field. So let's try to go to a URL, suppose say Facebook URL. I can go here. So this is the Facebook URL. I will be identifying element, right? So I can identify the element where I will be entering some value. I will be pressing F12 button and I will be inspecting the element and taking some properties, right? So let's try to get the properties here. Okay, so you can see you can see that name is email. So with the help of email I can identify the element. So it will be WebElement email text field equal to driver dot find element by dot name. So this is the name I can use, right, whatever name email. Then I already stored the get the properties, right? So error message is coming. Okay, email by name divert.find element. I WebDriver, no, so it will be I WebElement, not I WebDriver, I WebElement. Okay, okay, now error message is gone. So I will be entering some value here. Okay, email.text dot send keys, right? And just enter some value, text or Haradhan, my name. I am entering my value. So that's with the help of send keys. Now let's see with the help of the text, right? Are you able to get the text or not, right? Let's see. Okay, so this is the anyway, this is the field, right? I can definitely using it. So same field, I want to get the text here. Now I want to print it out, whether any text is available here. Okay, so here I can use that text en entered in email field. Okay, and that I want to concatenate with that variable. Okay, let's see. So here nothing will be displayed, whatever value you are entering, that text it is not able to get it with the help of text method. So we need to use attribute, right, method, and we can need to use value through which we can get whatever value we are entering. So let's see how it is working. So it will definitely open the browser, maximize the browser, right? It will load the Facebook page, it will identify the email field, and it will enter the value, right, Haradhan, my name, whatever is there. But that particular value, it will not being displayed in the console with the help of text method. Okay, you can see that name is getting entered, but in the console that particular value you will be not be getting displayed here. Let's go to the console. You can see here, right, text enter in the field, that part is came, but that value is not being displayed. Okay, so with the help of text method you cannot get the text from an web element, right, web edit box, whatever value you are entering. So what you need to do, you need to identify the element, you need to enter the value. After that you need to use the method called get attribute. So here you need, instead of text method, you need to use the field and then dot get attribute, right? And here you need to pass what the attribute as value. Okay, now you can see after you change the pattern, instead of text it will be get at property, right? Not get property, it will be get attribute. Okay, and this is the value. Okay, this is the variable. This attribute I need to print it in the console. Now you can see same way, right? Element text, whatever we have entered, and I want to print it out. So instead of text you need to change with get attribute value. So that value, whatever you are entering here, that value will be printed in your console. Now let's try to run the code and let's see whether it's getting printed or not. So it will launch the Chrome browser, it will maximize the browser, it will load the Facebook page properly, it will identify the email field, it will enter the value, whatever you have entered, want to enter it through with the help of send keys, and it will, the same value will be printed, right, in your console with the help of get attribute, right, method. You can see now, right, text entered in the email field, whatever you want to add, and you want to concatenate with the help of email text. What is the email text? Email text dot get attribute the value, whatever value you are entering here, it getting concatenated, right? So that's way you can get the text whatever you are entering in the text web edit field with the help of attribute value. Okay, so this is done. Next is Suppose say in case you want to print something called CSS value property, right? Then how you can print it out? So there is a method available in the WebDriver interface, which is method name is get CSS value method, right? So which will fetch the value of a CSS property of a web element, value corresponding to the attribute user pass as an argument, right? So how you can identify it, what are the different web element properties also available in the web page, right? So suppose say you already want to inspect a element, right? So you need to identify the element first, and after that, once the element is identified, you need to go to the computer tab. You need to click on the computer tab. You can see here the margin, border, right, width, everything will be getting it, and these are the different, right, CSS value properties. These are the CSS properties, and this is the corresponding value. Now if you want to print something, you need to use that method, right, which is nothing but the get CSS value methods available in the WebDriver interface. And these are the different, right, properties. These are the different attribute. You can use it and you can get the corresponding value here. Okay. Now let's see how you can identify the value and how you can print it out in the consoles. Right. So let's close it. Let's comment out these lines of code. So just I want to identify the element first, and then I want to print all the value, right? So this is the web element already identified, right? Then I want to print out everything in the console, all the, so here just I want to print out, so that's what I can remove it. So element text, right? Then I will be calling the get, the method, right? Now element text, that variable dot get. Yeah, this is the variable. Okay, 1 second, the console, right? Dot get CSS value, element text, dot get CSS value, right? This is the method I need to call, and here you need to pass the different attribute, right? Whatever you want to print. Suppose say I want to print the background color, so I need to give it, right? So background color, BS background color. So you need to make sure that you are entering it correctly. Background color. So that is the one property I can print it out, and I need to give another bracket so that it will be closing. No error message will be there. Similar way, if you want to print out other console value, right, you can just need to change the properties here, so attribute here. Suppose say background color I want to check, I want to get the other details called back border bottom style, right? I can give it here border, BORDR BOTTOM bottom style. So this is the another properties, right? CSS properties I can print it out. Then if you print out other one, right, other all the properties called cursor, you can print it out here, which will be giving you the text, right? Suppose say then I want to print the font size, FONT size, FONT font size. So these are the different CSS property, right? So you can print it out in the console, whatever is available, right? You can add it. Then if you want to if you want to print other properties, right? Suppose say text align. So that's why you can, whatever is really required, with the help of the get CSS value method, you can print it out console, or you can store in some string and you can use it as and when required, right? But if you want to get something, right, so you need to use get CSS value method in Selenium WebDriver, which fetch the value of a CSS property of a web element. The value will be whatever you will be giving it, so that corresponding attribute you will be printing it out in the console. Now let's try to run the code and let's see whatever value is getting printed in the console. So it will definitely try to launch the Chrome browser. It will, once it is launched, right, it will maximize the browser. It will try to load the Facebook page successfully, and it will identify the element, and definitely once the element identification is done, it will try to print all the value in the console, right, whatever value you want to print it out from the, with the help of get CSS value method, whatever value you are entering, right. So you can see first thing is coming as solid, right, button style, right, border bottom style. So you can see if you want to check it, right, border bottom style, it will be solid here, okay, border bottom style, right, solid. You can see this is coming here, right. Then next one is you want to print the cursor. So definitely it will be print you text. So cursor you can search with C, right. You can see the cursor is text. So text is also coming. Now then this is the background color, right, background color. So what is the background color for this field? You can see the background color, right. One second, here you can see the bottom color. Okay, this is the bottom color. Okay, this is the background color, RGB 250 250 250, right. So what is this being printed here? So it is printed RGBA, and value is coming, and 1 is additionally getting added, right. So that will also the properties of the CSS, so it will be added. So here what is RGBA stand for? Though it is available only RGB, but still A is also getting appended. Why? Because RGB is nothing but the red, green and blue, and A is getting added because it is the alpha, right. So what is alpha? The alpha parameter is a number between 0.0 to 1.0. 0.0 means fully transparent, 1.0 is the fully opaque, right. So it provides the opacity or the transparency. So here its case is completely transparent, that is the reason it is coming as 1. But the value will be 0 to 1, right. It will be the decimal value also with the 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. But here it's clearly visible, right. That is the reason the opacity or transparency is getting added as 1, right. The next one is the font size, right. So you can check the what is the font size here. So you can go with the search with the F, right, font size. Okay, you can see the font size is 17 pixel. So whatever is coming is 17 pixel, right. So that is also coming. The last one, whatever you want to validate, is text align. So I can search with text text align, right. You can see text align should be start, the value corresponding value should be start. So here also in the console is coming a start. So that's way, right, with the help of the method, right, called get CSS value, you can fetch the value of a CSS property of a web element. And how you can get it? So you need to identify the element, you need to inspect the element. After that you need to go to the computer tab, and then you can get all the different CSS property and the corresponding value, right. And then you can use them in case if you want to print or if you want to store something, you can store in some string variable. The last one from today's session, I want to let you know, right, what is the size method available and how you can get the size as well as the width or height of a web element, right. So size method in Selenium WebDriver will fetch the width and height of the rendered element. Whatever element you want to retrieve, you want to identify it with the help of size method, you can get the size as well as the width and height of the element, right. So I already identified the element here. Let's try to comment out this line of code. So I already identified this the element, which is the email field. So same field, right, I want to get the size as well as the width and height of the element, right. Then how can I get it? Okay, so first thing is that I will be calling the size method, right. Okay, with the help of dimension size, right, I can get the size. Okay, so let's create dimension. So the element I already identified, this is my element. Or even there is no need to call the dimension, right. So I can directly get the size with the help of from this variable directly, right. So let's try to print it out in the console directly. So I will be calling that email text field, then here I will be calling the size method, right? So I will be calling the directly size method dot size. Okay, you can see the size method is coming, right? So it is from the WebElement, it is coming, right? It is coming from the WebElement. So I can directly print it out, the size in the console. If after that, if I want to print the width and the height, so I will be calling the size method, then I will be pressing dot, I can get the width, right? I can also similar way I can get the height of the element. So this is the different thing you can use it. So the size method available in the WebElement, right, class from the Selenium WebDriver. So which size method in Selenium WebDriver will fetch the size as well as width and height of the rendered element, right? And even you can move it to string also, right? So size dot to string, you can convert it to string, and you can get the width and you can get the height. So this is the three important method you can use from the with the help of size method. Okay, it is showing some error, so I can directly call the size method. I think that's fine. Yeah, okay. Let's see whatever size, width and height is appropriately displayed or not. So it is launching the page. Identify the element. It will give in the console the size as well as the width and height of the element, rendered element, right? Let's see in the console. Okay, you can see width is 360, width is 364 and height is 50. So first I want to print the width as well and the height as well. So based on my code, right, is giving the size, width and height as well. So that's why you can, if you want to get the size, it will give you the width and size, and if you want to just print the only the width part, so it is giving it, only the height part it is giving it, right? So these are the different methods available, size method available in the WebElement, through which you can get the height, size and the width of the rendered WebElement. So this is the important aspects, right? Would have to want to cover it. So if you want to get the text present in the HTML, including some element, you can use the text method. If you want to get the text from alert, right, you can also go to the divert.switch2.alert and text, you can get it. But if you want to get the text from the web edit box, whatever value you are entering, you cannot get with the help of text method. You have to use get attribute and then value, right? And similarly, another important two method is available, get CSS value, through which you can fetch the value of a CSS property of a web element, and with the help of size methods available in WebElement classes, right, you can fetch the size as well as the height and the width of the rendered element. So that's all from today's session. Thank you.